My name is Nikki Kenny, and the book we'll be using for this center is Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day by Judith Viorst. This center was created for higher level readers. The activity in this center will have students create another bad event to happen to Alexander throughout the story. Students will first create a tree map with their main idea and details of the event they want to happen. They will also need to choose where in the story they want their event to happen. Once they have done all of that, they will then share they will create a paragraph to be added to the story based on their tree map, and then they will share their event with a partner at the center. For example, in the story, while Alexander is at school, you could say at the end of the day, he missed his bus and he had to call his mom to come pick him up. And his mom spent the whole way home, lecturing him about how irresponsible it is to not miss the bus. And what if, she was at work and couldn't pick him up, just something along those lines. Students need to be creative about what they think a terrible, horrible situation would be. And then relay that by adding it to the story. The standard that this activity addresses for fourth grade is refer to details and examples in a text when explaining what the text says explicitly and when drawing inferences from the text. This activity addresses the standard by requiring the students to use the information already provided in the text to frame their own terrible situation. So students, need to take into account the events that have already happened and either build on the event or create a brand new one and then add it to the text. The rationale, when I was designing this center, I was looking at that Hess cognitive rigor matrix, the different levels. The one that stuck out for me was the create. Under level 1, it had the students kind of just brainstorming. And I think that's where the tree map comes into play, is that, students are going to put down their thought, a thought. Okay, miss the bus after school is their main idea. And then their details. Okay, well, what happened because they missed the bus? Mom lectured me. I had to call my mom. Mom wasn't happy with me. Something along those lines. Just kind of throw all these ideas onto a map so they're brainstorming. Level 2 had the students generate an idea which can come from their prior knowledge or experience. What did they contribute to what a terrible, horrible day would be? So students have to, activate their prior knowledge of what's happened to them in the past that they considered to be a not good day. Level 3 was students develop a complex model. Students will be developing their own situation. They are taking the information from their brainstorming, from their prior experiences, and they're creating it. They're creating a model of what they think a terrible, horrible day would, what would add to a terrible, horrible day. The level 4 said has the student apply their knowledge to the new concept. So now students have taken their experience and they have taken their brainstorming and kind of molded it into this idea, and now they are creating a paragraph that is going to be shared with the class, with the other students in the center. So that's them applying their cohesive paragraph about the new event that happened in the story. The rubric that I designed for this particular activity has 4 criterias. The first of the 4 criterias is student knowledge. Was the student knowledgeable about what a bad experience is? Was the student able to create a terrible, horrible experience for Alexander? Student presentation, was their map easy to read? Was the student able to clearly verbalize what their terrible situation was? Did they put it in the right sequence in the story? They don't want to, well, Mom, I missed the bus from school, but yet that happened first thing in the day. So you want to make sure students understand where in the story their event needs to take place. Creativity, Was the student's situation terrible? Was it horrible? Does it show creativity? Did it wasn't just, oh, I missed the bus and that was their entire bad situation. You want them to elaborate on their terrible situation. Spelling and grammar. Spelling and grammar is the fourth criteria. Student had 0 errors would be excellent. They spelled everything correctly. They used proper grammar when they were designing their paragraph.